Hi, this is Tina here. I would be very happy if you like, share, subscribe, and share all the videos with your friends and make sure they subscribe. Thank you.
Bedtime for Alexander. All around the farmyard, tucked up nice and tight, sleepy, weary babies were ready for the nights. Ah, down the stars shone brightly over creatures big and small. One of them was Alexander, the most precious of them all. 5 woolly lambs snuffed sleepily, huddled close and snug. "Sleep well, my dears," said Auntie Sheep, and gave each one a hug. The lambs all yawned and closed their eyes. Oh, then fast asleep they went. The lambs all yawned and closed their eyes, then fast asleep they fell. How long till little Alexander falls asleep as well? Four furry, fluffy rabbits were tucked up in their bed. "I wish you all the sweetest dreams," Daddy Rabbit said. "Oh, this story's making me sleepy." The rabbits yawned and closed their eyes, then fast asleep they fell. How long till little Alexander falls asleep as well? 3 tiny chicks were safe and warm inside their cozy hut. "It's time to sleep," said Mother Hen, and drew the curtains shut. The chicks all yawned and closed their eyes, then fast asleep they fell. How long did little Alexander fall asleep as well? 2 kittens stretched out wearily with a peaceful purr. "Good night," whispered Grandpa Cat, and stroked their stripy fur. The kittens yawned and closed their eyes, then fast asleep they fell. How long till little Alexander falls asleep as well? One very sleepy baby is ready for the night, safe and sound in his bed, tucked up nice and tight. Alexander. Soon he'll yawn and close his eyes, then fast asleep he'll fall. Good night, little Alexander, the most precious of them all. Down the stars shone brightly over creatures big and small. One of them was Alexander, the most precious of them all. The end.
Today we're going to read the story Good Night Moon. I hope you all enjoy. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Let's get into the story. Good night, Moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon, and a picture of a cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens. and a little toy house, and a young mouse, and a comb and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, "Hush." Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. The end. Hello everyone, today we're going to read a very cranky story. I am not sleepy and I will not go to bed. Oh, look at her sibling. I don't know, sibling maybe. She's so disciplined, brushing her teeth and getting ready to go to bed, while her sister over there is jumping on some bouncy ball something. Let's get into the story. I have this little sister Lola. She is small and really very funny. Sometimes I have to keep an eye on her. Sometimes mom and dad ask me to try and get her off to bed. This is a hard job because Lola likes to stay up late. I really understand because it's gonna be really hard because Lola will be like, "I wanna play. No, I don't wanna go to bed," like that. Lola likes to stay up coloring and scribbling and sticking and wriggling and bouncing and most of all chattering. Usually when I say, "Lola, mom says it is time for bed," she said, "No, I am not sleepy and I will not go to bed." I say, "But all the birds have gone to sleep." She says, "But I'm not a bird, Charlie." "But you must be slightly sleepy, Lola," I say. Lola says, "I am not slightly sleepy at 6 or 7 or 8. I am still wide awake at 9 and not at all tired at 10, 11, 12. And I will probably still be perky at even 13 o'clock in the morning." Lola says she never gets tired. "One night," I said, "but if there's no bedtime, there can be no bedtime drink. And it's strawberry milk tonight. Yummy." Lola really likes strawberry milk. "Are you sure you don't want to go to bed?" "But Charlie," says Lola, "if I have strawberry milk, the tigers will want strawberry milk too." "Tigers?" I ask. "What tigers?" "The tigers at the table, Charlie. They are waiting for their bedtime drink." Tigers get very cross if they have to wait, so I make strawberry milk for Lola and 3 tigers. Then I say, "Let's go and brush our teeth." So Lola says, "But Charlie, I can't brush my teeth because somebody is using my toothbrush." "But who would use your toothbrush?" I ask. Lola says, "I think it's that lion." I saw a lion with my toothbrush and now he's brushing his teeth with it. But isn't this your toothbrush, Lola? I ask. Oh, says Lola. He must be using yours. So Lola and one lion brush their teeth. Then I say, you have to take a bath. You look a bit grubby. Who says Lola. Mom does, I say. She's coming to check in 1 minute. And then what do you think Lola says? But Charlie, I can't have a bath because of the whales. What's whales? I ask, looking around. The whales swimming in the bathtub. They are taking up all the room, she says. Well, what do you want me to do about it? I ask. Maybe you'll have to help me shoo one of them down the drain, says Lola. So I help Lola shoo one whale down the drain, and then Lola hops into the tub. Now, Lola, I say, where are your pajamas? I don't have any pajamas, Charlie, she says. I say, what about these under your pillow? Those are not my pajamas, says Lola, shaking her head. Oh no, those pajamas belong to 2 dancing dogs. Well, do you think they will let you just borrow their pajamas? I ask. Maybe, says Lola, but you will have to call them on the telephone and ask. And off I go to call the 2 dancing dogs. They say the pajamas suit you better than them. You can wear them whenever you like. What are they saying? Lola asked. That's nice of them, she says. And so Lola gets into her pajamas. At last, Lola's ready for bed, and I say, now Lola, I have given 3 tigers their strawberry milk and watched a lion use my toothbrush and shooed 1 whale down the drain and telephoned 2 dancing dogs about pajamas. Now will you please hop into bed? Lola says. Yes, Charlie, I'm hopping. But Charlie, says Lola. Oh, don't tell me, I say. I bet I can guess. There's a huge hippopotamus in your bed. And do you know what Lola says? Don't be silly, Charlie. I wouldn't let a hippopotamus into my bed. But I think there's one in yours, says Lola, as she snuggles under her covers. Good night, Charlie. Good night, hippopotamus. The end. Good night, Lola. Hello everyone. Today we're going to see a bedtime story, Llama Llama Red Pajama. Let's get into the story. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Hope you enjoy. Llama Llama Red Pajama. Llama Llama Red Pajama reads a story with his mama. Mama kisses baby's hair. Mama Llama goes downstairs. Llama Llama Red Pajama feels alone without his mama. Baby Llama wants a drink. Mama's at the kitchen sink. Llama Llama Red Pajama calls down to his llama mama. Mama says she'll be up soon. Baby llama hums a tune. Llama llama red pajama, waiting for his mama. Mama isn't coming yet. Baby llama starts to fret. Llama llama red pajama whimpers softly for his mama. Mama llama hears the phone. Baby llama starts to moan. Llama llama red pajama listens, quiet for his mama. What is Mama llama doing? Baby llama starts boo-hooing. Llama llama red pajama hollers loudly for his mama. Baby llama stomps and pouts. Baby llama jumps and shouts. Llama llama red pajama in the dark without his mama. Eyes wide open, covers drawn. What if Mama llama's gone? Llama llama red pajama weeping, wailing for his mama. Will his mama ever come? Mama llama run, run, run. Baby llama, what a tizzy. Sometimes mama's very busy. Please stop all this llama drama and be patient for your mama. Little llama, don't you know Mama llama loves you so? Mama llama's always near, even if she's not right here. Llama llama red pajama gets 2 kisses from his mama, snuggles pillows soft and deep. Baby llama goes to sleep. The end. I hope you enjoyed. Hi, this is Tina here. I'm the reader of all the stories in my channel. I would be very happy if you like, share, subscribe, and share all the videos with your friends and make sure they subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
My room is a zoo. When it's time to go to sleep, I put my toys away. I climb in bed and close my eye and hear my penguin say, "It's too hot in here." "Shh," I whisper, "no more talk." But cow begins to moo. Then crocodile wants a drink, and lizard wants one too. And before you know it, my room becomes a zoo. Armadillo takes my pillow, black bear hogs the sheets, cougar roars inside the closet, dormouse goes squeak squeak. Emu wants to have a race, and ferret hides my toys. Glowworm won't turn off his light, and hedgehog just makes noise. Ibis beats a drum, boom boom boom, while Junco jumps a jig. Kingfisher zips around my room, and Lark just sings and sings. Manatee floods the bathroom as he splashes in the tub, while Narwhal takes my toothbrush and gives his tooth a scrub. Now Owl wants the light turned off, but Possum wants it on. Quetzal coos and fans his feathers, and Rabbit thumps the ground. Sea lion barks and spins a ball, while Tree frog climbs my chest. Umbrella bird puffs out his throat, and vulture builds a nest. Walrus turns his flippers and flaps across my floor, while X-ray tetra swims in circles and yak begins to roar. Is zebra here? Where did he go? I hear a yip and bark, and when I look beneath my bed, I find him in the dark. Okay, enough, I tell my toys. That's altogether too much noise. Playtime's over, playtime's done. Now back to bed. You had your fun. I tell my toys one last good night and kiss each other on the cheek. Then cuddle up with the bear and mouse and say, now please let me sleep. A for armadillo, B for black bear, C for cougar, D for dormouse, E for emu, F for ferret, G for glowworm, H for hedgehog, I for ibis, J for junco, K for kingfisher, L for lark, M for manatee, N for narwhal, O for owl, P for possum, Q for quetzal, R for rabbit, S for sea lion, T for tree frog, U for umbrella bird, V for vulture, W for walrus, X for X-ray tetra, Y for yak, and Z for zebra. The end. Goodbye.
Hello everyone! Today we're going to see the story Peppa's First Sleepover. Before we could get into the story, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Hope you enjoy. Let's get into the story. Peppa's First Sleepover. Peppa is going to her very first sleepover at Zoe Zebra's house. Welcome to my sleepover, Zoe says. I'll pick you up in the morning, Mommy Pig says to Peppa with a kiss. Rebecca Rabbit, Susie Sheep, and Emily Elephant are already here. I got my teddy, Peppa says. Zoe has her monkey. Rebecca has her carrot. Susie has her owl and Emily has her frog. Don't stay up too late, girls, and don't be too loud. Daddy Zebra has to get up early to deliver the post, Mommy Zebra says as she turns off the lights. Zoe's baby twin sisters, Zuzu and Zaza, want to join the sleepover too. Sleepovers are only for big girls, Zoe says. The twins begin to cry. They're so sweet and little, Peppa says. Can they stay? Rebecca asks. Okay, Zoe says to the twins, but you must not fall asleep. What should we do first? Susie asks. I'm having piano lessons. Listen. Zoe starts to pound on the keys. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mommy Zebra has woken up. Shush! You must be quiet so Daddy Zebra can sleep. Now, into your sleeping bags, please. Shh, snort. What do we do now? Peppa asks. At sleepovers, there's always a midnight feast, Zoe says. It's when we eat things, Susie says, in a hushed voice, in secrets. Shh, Zoe says as she leads the girls into the kitchen. They each grab some delicious fruit, perfect for a midnight feast. The floorboard creaks. Oh no! Mummy Zebra has woken up. You'll wake Daddy Zebra. Now who knows a bedtime story? The girls take turns. Once upon a time, there was a little fairy, Susie begins, and she lived in a forest. Peppa continues, and the fairy met a big monster who went roar, Emily says with a big elephant trumpet noise. Oh dear, the noise has woken Daddy Zebra. Sorry, Daddy, Zoe says. There was a story about a fairy and the scary monster. And we want to know what happens next, Peppa says. Very well, Daddy Zebra sighs. The monster lifted up his great big hairy paws and walked along on his great big hairy feet and sang, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Daddy Zebra sings gently as he plays the piano. Daddy Zebra's song has sent everyone to sleep. The end.
George and the Noisy Baby. Peppa and George's family are having a sleepover at Cousin Chloe's house. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig are looking forward to an early night. They had a long journey. Hello, cries Cousin Chloe. Hello, shouts Auntie Pig. Hello, booms Uncle Pig. Everyone makes a lot of noise in Cousin Chloe's house. They are a very noisy family. First, we'll put baby Alexander to bed, says Auntie Pig. This is his bedroom. Auntie Pig turns up to baby Alexander's musical mobile. Alexander likes noise, she explains. It sends him to sleep. Peppa and George are staying in Cousin Chloe's bedroom. They are very excited. Night, night, snorts Peppa. Soon everyone is tucked up in their beds, asleep. Wow! Baby Alexander is awake. Everyone is awake. Uncle Pig tries vacuuming. Auntie Pig plays the trumpet. Noise is the best way to get Alexander to sleep, she says. Vroom, vroom. Daddy Pig has a quieter idea to try. When George was a baby, we used to put him in his pram and wheel him around the house, he says. That always sends him to sleep. Daddy Pig pushes baby Alexander in his pram. He only has to go around the house 50 times. Good, he puffs at last. Baby Alexander is asleep. Daddy Pig and baby Alexander are ready to come inside. Auntie Pig switches the alarm back on. George, cries Daddy Pig, what are you doing up? Oh, yawns George. Noisy. Daddy Pig takes George and baby Alexander back up to bed. He is about to turn the light off when... Uh-oh, gasped George. Baby Alexander's awake again. It is very noisy. Daddy Pig decides to drive baby Alexander around in the car. Don't forget to turn off the alarm, shouts Auntie Pig. Daddy Pig forgot to turn off the alarm. The noisy house wakes everybody up. Miss Rabbit zooms across in her rescue helicopter. Is everybody alright down there? Yells Miss Rabbit. Yes, thank you, bellows Uncle Pig. The alarm has worked. Baby Alexander is fast asleep. And it's all down to my noisy dad, giggles Peppa. The end.
Hello everyone, today we're going to read the story Harold and the Purple Crayon. What's your favorite color? I want to know in the comments. And do you know that Harold and the Purple Crayon is a Netflix series? I hope you guys know and watched it because the movie was actually very nice. Let's get into the story. Harold and the Purple Crayon. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed and he needed something to walk on. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly, he realized what was happening. But by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew the higher he went, the further he could see, so he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought he could see the window of his bedroom. He was getting tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. But there wasn't any other side of the mountain. he was falling in thin air. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed on the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway. But Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. Then Harold made his bed. He got in and drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end. The magic candy. Once upon a time, there was an adorable baby named Alex. Alex lived in a city with his daddy and mommy. One fine day, he was craving for some candies. Unfortunately, no one cared to buy Alex a candy. He felt very sad. Suddenly, a kind fairy flew into this room. She gave Alex a delicious candy. Alex was on cloud nine and astonished at the same time. Alex happily took a bite of the candy. Then the candy led him to a magical land. The Candy Land. The mountain was made up of chocolates, while the land is full of sweets, cupcakes, lollipops, and colorful sprinkles. Alex was living his best life in Candyland. He had candies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thanks to the kind fairy, Alex got the life he wanted. Days had passed, and Alex never returned home. He loves Candyland more than anything else in the world. The end. The Moon and the Cap. All of us went to the Dasara fair. Papa brought Chintu fancy glasses. Mother bought me a bright blue cap. The baby got sugar candy. On the way home, a very strong wind came. It blew my cap away. My cap got stuck on a branch of the old peepal tree. I cried a lot and I did not eat my dinner. Later that night, the moon came up. It looked at my cap on the old peepal tree. It tried on my cap. The moon smiled happily. I had to smile too. After school the next day, the mother gave me a shiny new red cap. The moon sent it, she said.
That night, both the moon and I wore our caps and smiled. We were happy. Do you think the sun needs a hat? Guess which cap I'm wearing today? The end. Brown Bear, What Do You See? By Bill Morton Jr. Pictures by Eric Carl. Brown Bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, what do you see? I see a blue horse looking at me. Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? I see a teacher looking at me. Teacher, what do you see? I see children looking at me. Children, what do you see? We see a brown bear, a red bird, a yellow duck, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat, a white dog, a black sheep, a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see. The end. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carl. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and popped out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. I'm so hungry. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and a slice of watermelon. That night he had a stomachache. The very hungry caterpillar then ate through 1 green leaf, started to feel better. Now the caterpillar was no longer small, he was a big fat caterpillar. Little and big. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a small hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and a beautiful butterfly The end. Who's the prettiest? Who is the prettiest? Sydney was a little girl. She had 7 beautiful dresses in the 7 beautiful colors of the rainbow. She wore them on the 7 days of the week. She wore the violet dress on Sunday. She wore the indigo dress on Monday. She wore the blue dress on Tuesday. She wore the green dress on Wednesday. She wore the yellow dress on Thursday. She wore the orange dress on Friday. She wore the red dress on Saturday. The dresses were very jealous of each other. "I'm the prettiest," said the red dress. "No, I'm the prettiest," said the green dress. "No, I am," said the yellow dress. No. The dresses quarreled all day long. The dresses were hung together in Sydney's wardrobe, but they didn't like being next to each other. "Stay away from me," said the orange dress. "You stay away." The violet dress pushed her away. "Don't touch me." The blue dress nudged the green dress. "Don't, no." They quarreled all time. Whenever Sydney came to the wardrobe to select the dress, they fought to be picked first. Each of them wanted Sydney to wear it every day. So when Sydney selected one dress for the day, the others got very envious. They couldn't wait till their turn came. One day, her mother hung them all on the line in the garden after washing. It was a beautiful sunny day. The frocks were swinging in the wind and touched each other as they moved about. The violet dress glared. The indigo dress frowned. The blue dress huffed. The green dress squawked. The yellow dress pushed. The orange dress nudged. The red dress pinched. "I am the prettiest, so don't come close to me." The violet dress pushed the indigo dress away. "No, it's me who's the prettiest." The blue dress pushed all the others away. The quarrel started again in the garden. They pushed, kicked, nudged, and pinched each other. Everyone wanted to be the prettiest. They quarreled more and more. The blue dress got very angry. "I'll make you all ugly." She looked around. The garden was muddy after a heavy rain, so she bent down, scooped up a handful of mud, and threw it at the others. "Eek!" they all shrieked. The other dresses also got very angry and threw mud at each other. Soon all the beautiful dresses were covered in brown mud. Then Sydney's mother came out shouting in despair. "Oh no!" She put all the dresses into a wash basin and scrubbed them hard, but the muddy brown stains didn't rinse off. The dresses had all become very ugly and blotchy. Sydney's mother put them back on the line in the garden. All of them were fretting. Who's the prettiest now? They wondered. But all were in the same plain white. They had all lost their beautiful colors because of their jealousy and anger. So they were ashamed of themselves. They looked shyly at each other. The wind blew around the dresses. They swayed through together in the wind. And there were no more quarrels to be the prettiest. They smiled at each other and soon became friends. The sun was very glad to see them happily together, so it turned all the dresses whiter and whiter till they glowed brighter and brighter, and they all became so beautiful. The end.
Mira and Amira. Mira and I are a team. She's my most favorite person in the world. Do you know why? She's the only one who can see me. Everything she likes, I like. Everything I like, she likes. Our names also sound the same, Mira and Amira. Things that happened to her happened to me too. I lost another tooth, Mira says. Well, I lost another quill. Sometimes we can be a little different. Mira makes up problems and I make them go away. Like the other day, when it was raining, oh no, we can't go out to play. Oh no, now we can't go out to play, Mira cried. I had an idea. Off we sailed on a paper boat. On the time when she started school, what if I don't make any friends? Mira was worried. You made friends with me. Now go make one more friend, I told her. This is my turn to tell the story now. Amira is my most favorite person in the world. Do you know why? She turns stuff upside down just so I have a different view. Amira never lets me to walk into a fight alone, even though she doesn't help much. She makes every day a big adventure, like the time we had to get out of a Muruku maze. I know. Let's eat our way out, Amira said. But Amira said, we're a team. The end.